Well, good morning, my friend. It is Tuesday morning, November the 30th, last day of November 2021. Can you believe that? Welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. Good to have you along this morning. And I hope you had a good Monday to start out your week. Had a good day yesterday. A lot of things going on here. And just some people. Pray for Brother David Pike, if you would. Lost his wife suddenly yesterday afternoon, unexpectedly, and God knows what he's doing. Also pray for the Harjo family, missionary Bobby Harjo, as we do his funeral this Friday up in New Mexico. Would you pray for the family as they grieve at this time? And certainly would appreciate that. And of course, always good to get around people and talk about the Lord. Was last night in the hospital, lead them to Christ. Good day. Good day serving the Lord. I want to read to you this morning from Acts chapter 27 and verse 3. The scripture says, "And the next day we touched at Sidon, and Julius courteously entreated Paul and gave him liberty to go unto his friends to refresh himself." Now, it's an interesting statement that is made in this verse when it says, "And Julius courteously entreated Paul and gave him liberty to go unto his friends to refresh himself." You see, Paul was a prisoner. But the guard had so much trust in Paul that he allowed him to go to his friends to be refreshed. Now, most guards, no guard, I'll just put it that way, would ever allow a prisoner to go to get out on their own word. But this guard did for Paul, because Paul had built trust with this guard, even though this guard was there to keep him captive. Now, imagine if Paul had mistreated the guard because of his personal situation. Do you think the guard would have trusted him to go on his own? I don't think so. Imagine if Paul had a bad attitude and treated everyone in the prison house spitefully. He would have never built trust. Imagine if Paul was dishonest in how he conducted himself inside the prison house. This guard would never have trusted Paul and would have never let him go to his friend's place to be refreshed. You see, building trust is critical to your ability to be able to work with people. You'd be wise to be able to build trust with everyone you know, because you never know when you'll need the trust, to use that trust for a personal favor in a time of need. Now, I want to give you four thoughts on how you can build trust. First, you build trust over time, not overnight. Every action you perform is either building or tearing down trust with others. It's critical to your ability to build trust with others that you make sure that everything you do is for their good. If you expect others to trust you immediately, you have illusionary and unreal expectations for people. Trust takes time to build, and you need to be patient with others while you build that trust. Second, building trust is accomplished, get this now, by being trustworthy. If you're not a person of your word, you'll never build trust. Every promise that you make is either building or tearing down trust with others, depending on what you do with your word. You can't expect people to trust you when you never follow through with what you say you will do. Now, it's better never to give your word than to give your word and never keep it. Remember, you're trying to build trust with others, and trust is built through your words, your actions, and promises that you make. Third, building trust is enhanced with your spirit. If you're negative about everything in life, you're going to have a harder time building trust with people. People have a hard time trusting someone who's always negative. If you're a person of a negative disposition, you need to change it so people will want to trust you. You're going to need someone's trust down the road. So it's worthy of you changing your negative disposition for the sake of building trust with them when you need their trust. If everything is always bad, you can't trust them. You know why we don't trust the news media? I'll tell you exactly why. They always feed negative. Why is it, okay, why is it that you oftentimes don't even trust a weatherman? Because the weather person, they blow things up like, oh, we've got the worst storm coming, and then it's a couple snowflakes falling down. And what have they done? You don't trust them anymore. And then when the real storm comes, no one believes them. Your word means something. Your spirit means something. Fourth, don't withdraw your trust account from your trust account with others regularly, because one day your account will be empty. Listen to this. Many have done actions that have bankrupted their trust account, and then they wonder why no one trusts them. Now, there's going to come a day when you face battles or are trying to accomplish a great feat of faith that you're going to need someone's trust. And you're going to need that trust while you go through those battles and while you ask them to trust you enough to follow you through the feat of faith. Can I just be honest with you? Build your trust daily with people. Withdraw from that trust account scarcely. This way you always have a balance in your trust account. Building trust, whether it's in a marriage, whether it's in a ministry, whether it's on the job, no matter whether it's just, no matter what it is, it takes time. And it's going to take your word and your actions and your spirit and you following through for people to say, I trust you. Now, let me just give you one little piece of advice. If you've built that trust, don't you break it, because once you break that trust, it's going to be very hard for people to trust you again. Oh, the importance of being able to build trust with people. It's a daily task. Let's not destroy and tear down our trust with others. Let's build it. Let's help others out. That way we can be a better help for the Lord's cause in this old world. I hope this is a help to you today, my friend. Remember today, be good to everybody. Everybody's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.